What's up, everybody? Welcome to Video's Entertainment. We're there for Björk's Vespertine. I know, yo, I know it's been a while. It's been a couple months since my last Björk video. I did Björk's debut, post, and as well homogenic. And it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but I am here. We finally gonna get this one up. I'm excited. People say this one for best albums. Apple Music is saying it's an essential album. So I have like I don't have high expectations, but I'm expecting some like the best. I'm expecting some really great quality. And I see there's like a little bio in the Apple Music, and it's saying like it was made during the Napster era. And so she had to like tweak the quality of her music in case of like pirating. That's a little fun fact, I guess. But I'm excited. A lot of y'all been waiting for this. 12 tracks. Can't complain. I'm not gonna lie though. One part of me is just like, I think I forgot how to do this. Like, it's been way too long. I think I forgot how to do this. Just listen to the music and do what I do, but let's just get to it. Before we get to the reaction, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to Bjork's Vespertine. I'm gonna start with the first track, Hidden Place, and yes, of course, I have the lyrics up. I'm excited for this, man. I'm liking this distortion right now. Like that fuzzy sound. I'm liking this like fuzzy sound, yo. What the hell was that? This is so hypnotizing. Yo. That was fire. That was fire. Yo. Yo, Bjork has a great ear for production, for making music, yo. She has a great ear. And this is entirely produced by her? Oh shit. Yeah, she has a great ear because the way the violins came in, that was fire. Oh my god, dude. I gotta rewind it. That was fire. Like, that's fire. My gosh, it's hypnotic, almost psychedelic. Oh, that's fire. Oh my god, this is great. This is great. Oh my god, that sounds great. Oh my gosh, man, this is beautiful, bro. Like, that's fire. My goodness, yo. Look how she's mixing it up within the track, man. This is a long song. He is the beautifulest, fragilest, still strong. Hear this thing in the background. All right, that was the first track, Hidden Place. Oh my god. How do you start off this album like that? How? That shit was fire. That was amazing. It just satisfied everything for me. Because recently I've listened to like a lot of like heavy, like dark music, meaning like trap music or some punk music, right? I've listened to some dark, aggressive type of music, and this is like the balance between it, between like light and dark. You know what I mean? Because of the violins, because of the reverbs, because of like that singing in the background as well. But then you got like that little fuzzy sound in the mix to make it dark and heavy. So it's just a great balance, in my opinion. Björk is just an amazing producer and great songwriter. She knows how to mix it up in the track. Cause this song is over 5 minutes long. It's not long, like 9, 10 minutes, but still, it's to keep you hooked, to keep you guessing. Love that, dude. Also, I love the lyrics because the lyrics are like romantic. It almost feels like forbidden love. Two lovers meeting up at a place and expressing their love for each other, right? Be careful. There lies my passion hidden. There lies my love. I'll hide it under a blanket. No, he's the beautifulest, fragilest, still strong, dark, and divine. Funny how I mentioned that darkness in this track. And divine because like the harmonies you're hearing and the violin. So that dark and divine thing, like I mentioned before, it just makes sense with this track. It's a perfect balance of that. Especially, I know that I'm reading too much into this, but with the chorus saying I keep it in a hidden place, we hear that heavenly violin. It sounds like that. It sounds divine. While the verses, there's like some darkness to it. But yeah, I love this track, dude. I love this track. A great opener. A great opener. I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited. This is good. Next track we have is Cocoon. Right? I'm excited, man. It's gonna be so fucking good, man. It's gonna be so good. That little crackly feeling. You ever ate that candy? What's that candy? I forgot, but like it's like powder and like it crackles in your mouth or like it pops in your mouth. Yeah, I know the candy I'm talking about. Like that's that crackness that reminds me of.
Restoring my blisses.
Okay.
Who would have known that a boy like him? Who would have known miraculous breath to inhale a beard
Again with
loaded
hair.
with
Last track she mentioned hair.
chlorine? Who would have known?
Wow. Very close and intimate with her deep breaths. Ah, it seems like she's far away. Bro, that was Cocoon. This track, it feels mystical and like a fantasy. Like I could picture somebody listening to this, like laying on the grass, touching grass, and just like and just thinking, and fantasizing for some sort of love, man. So yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's pretty chill, it's pretty laid back, very somber as well, especially with the keys. But I think that's what it is. It's just like the feeling that she gets having a crush on somebody, or the feeling that she gets being with somebody. It's like heavenly, kind of bubbly, kind of chill and somber as well. And almost like this feeling of like serenity, And like with her breath, it's just like being so intimate. And when Hidden Place, we got the hair thing, like she mentioned hair and being in his hair, something like that. Now she's talking about to inhale a beard. So we have that connection. So it's her feelings with this guy. But yeah, man. Cool track, very somber. Next track we have is It's Not Up to You. Because it's not.
I wake up and the day feels broken.
I need that back. There we go. There's a groove there. There's a groove. Ooh, nice.
It could still happen. How do I muster?
I like this, man. I like this.
Six glasses so water.
Mm-hmm.
It's not up to you.
Nice, nice. Wow. That is beautiful, man. That is beautiful. This is the second time I've been wowed. Second time. This is the third track. This is the third track. Second time, like with the chorus, like the instrumentation of the chorus, the amount of layers and how different it is, that's wowed me. That's wow. Just wow. It's so good, dude. It's so good. Mmm. Mmm.
If you wake up and the day feels broken.
Mmm. Okay. Mmm. What? What? How do you think of this, bro? Like, how do you think of this? I say that because I produced some tracks here and there before, and it's just like crazy. Like, how do you think of this? You hear this doom, doom, you hear this like little subtle bass, like this groove going on, and then you add all this instrumentation, and it works. You know what I mean? Like it works. Like that's a really great ear, man. And I could tell that that's how you experiment. I could tell she's experimenting. Because how do you do that? How do you think of that? Especially this came out 2001. Like, how do you think of that? And this is her. This is entirely produced by her, I see. So no other help. This is her. That's just crazy, man. Just a great ear for music, which instrument to use, just songwriting. This is good, dude. This is good. This really might be my favorite Björk album so far. This is good.
It's not up to you.
Mhm.
It never up to us. Oh, it never is not up to you.
Nice. Nice. Oh. All right, that was It's Not Up to You. Yo, this track was fire. It was so good. It was so good. Everything I love about Hidden Place, it brought that back and much more, especially with the choir and the chorus, especially with that harp sound. Like, it sounds so angelic. Also, very real and pragmatic message, trying to find like the perfect day. It's not up to you. That's life. That's life. It's not up to you. Meaning, like, you just can't control everything. And because you do this and that, it's going to be a perfect day. Like, shit happens. I know, especially nowadays, a lot of influencers that will just be like, I wake up 4 in the morning and I go and I stretch and I go exercise and I come back. Da, da, da. And they try to highlight these days as being perfect and great and that you should do it. And then you have like a great, satisfying life or something like that. But life is erratic, man. There's ups and downs, things happen. And I like the delivery of this message because it sounds so angelic and so pleasing. It's easier to receive that message where it's not standoffish. It doesn't put you off. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that. This is good, man. This is good. Right, next track we have is Undo.
It's not meant to be astray.
What you gonna do? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Meant to be astray. It's not
There's like a squishy sound in the background, man.
to be astray.
It's like tickling my ear.
It's not meant to be a struggle It's not
This is very relaxing. Very relaxing.
to be a struggle
It makes me want to just lay in bed and just listen to it. Wow, what is that? That sounds good. Very heavenly, this album, bro. Very heavenly. Hear the violins. Nah. Hmm. Wow. That part was fantastic. Oh my goodness. Talk about heavenly. What? What? I don't want to pause it. This is beautiful. Wow. Makes me want to play Final Fantasy. It's crazy how you can switch it up like that, man. It's crazy. I need a song like this right now. I need a song like this. Yo, that was Undo. And I'm glad she did undo this track. This track was great, bro. This track was great. Oh my goodness. It was just heavenly. Especially how it gradually built up. And then you just hear her voice changes and the harmonies of it. And the strings is getting more grand and more large. It's just, that was great. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like this is a heavenly type of album, at least so far, man. Because this is the fourth track, and I think with this being right after "It's Not Up to You," it's sort of like her like validating the listener or whoever, like their feelings in life. Like, yeah, man, shit is not meant to be like that hard. Also, maybe don't overthink too much, especially with the first verse, right? You're trying too hard. But it's more like, calm down. But yeah, I feel you. I feel that life is hard. It's not supposed to be like this, and it sucks. But because life sucks, that's when the bridge saying, I'm praying to be in a generous mood, the kindness kind, to share me. So I pray to still do good and feel good, just be a better person, even though life sucks. I don't know. That's my takeaway from it. No, yeah, I will have more context. But that's my takeaway from it so far. Yeah, man, this is an amazing track. It's an amazing track. Right, next track we have is Pagan Poetry. Okay. That's hard. I don't know. I know it's Björk, but when I heard those synths and like that fuzziness, I thought someone was gonna rap over it, yo. I thought someone was gonna rap over it. I was gonna spit like a really hard bass and everything. Like, yo, this sound hard. This sound hard. But yeah, this is hard though. Mm.
I find
Someone needs to sample this song.
an accurate copy, a blueprint of the pleasure in
Yo, this is crazy.
a secret code card, a secret code card.
Almost like Hidden Place, right? My God, this is fire, dude.
5 fingers.
Oh, okay.
They form a pattern, yet to be matched.
Oh my God.
The surface simplicity, but the darkest bit in me.
This is fire. This is fire. One thing I love about, I just want to say it before I forget. One thing I love about her production is like it feels so cinematic. And I feel like the best producers approach a lot of instrumentations as if it was cinema. I mentioned this before, but like producer like The Alchemist, he mentioned when he produced the song Skinny Shug that he saw it as cinema. He saw it like a dusk dawn, like he saw a movie when he made that beat. So this right here, and throughout her albums, throughout her music, it just feels like cinema. It feels like I'm listening to a movie. This is great, man. This is great.
Morse coded signals, a pulsate, they wake me up.
They pulsate.
On the surface simplicity, I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him. This time, I'm gonna keep me all to myself.
Ah, this is interesting.
Makes me want to
This is very interesting. I like that she did that. Just because hearing her saying, but he makes me want to hand myself over, but the vocal sounds so distant, it emphasized the other message of I'm going to keep this all to myself. It's like she's going away. Like if I'm going away from the mic, you can barely hear me, right? You barely hear me. So something like that. I could picture this like this darkness and her reaching her hands out for this guy, but she's pulling herself away, probably to be guarded up. Maybe she feels very vulnerable, very sensitive, and she knows she's gonna fall hard. The sex is great, obviously, but she doesn't want her heart broken.
He makes me want to
And then it sounds like it's getting closer. Yeah, that was great. That was fantastic. That's an amazing song. That's an amazing song. I know sometimes with my tone of voice, I could sound sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. Very honest. This is an amazing song. Amazing song. I could tell Björk is a theater kid. I could tell Bjork is a theater kid into the arts. Like it feels like an art piece. Especially like I mentioned before, with the instrumentation being so cinematic, and telling a story within the production, it just makes sense to me. And when her vocals was isolated, you hear nothing but I love him, I love him. It sounds very dramatic, you know? It sounds like she's at the center of the stage and she's looking down with the microphone and she's like, I love him, I love him, I love him. And just repeating that as a mantra and giving power to her words, right? And then it becomes more dramatic, it zooms out, becomes dark, but the light is still bright on her as she becomes more animated, her movements, instead of being still and saying, I love him, I love him, I love him. I could tell Bjork was a theater kid, loved the arts, loved the stage, and loved the storytelling performing on stage. I could tell, especially with like a lot of her album covers, how artsy, so much makeup, the way she's looking, all that. I could tell this was great, man. This was great. Her being with this guy and her feelings with this guy. The sex is great, obviously. Uh, he understands her body. They both receive each other very well. I like how they mentioned secret code and then mentioning Morse coding signals. Like they got their own thing going on. It's very unique and special. They pulsate, they wake me up. I find that to be a very interesting word to use, pulsate. That's why I'm like, okay, the sex must be really good. To pulsate and they wake me up from my hibernating. But yeah, man, this song was fantastic, man. I could say more about this track, but I don't want this to be too long. But this song is fantastic. I really love the storytelling here. I love the synths. Someone needs to sample this because this is hard. That shit is hard. Need someone to sample that. JPEG Mafia, you need to get on it. All right, next track and the shortest track we have is Frosti. Yeah, sounds heavenly. I like this. I like this, man. This sounds very heavenly, sounds very nice. It's pleasant as well. I like this. I'm just gonna let this go straight to Aurora because it's a short track. So we're going straight to Aurora after this. But yeah, I can picture the snow and stuff like that. Like a white Christmas. I could also hear like the influence this had on Arca. I can hear it. I'm glad I did that transition because that went well. I like that. I like that I made that decision. I knew it was transition. I knew it.
Treading the glacier head,
It sounds like shoveling snow
hard for
or walking in snow.
to twilight.
This bass. That bass is nice, man.
Aurora, goddess sparkle, shoot me
Like a lute being played or something. Shoot me beyond this suffer. This is good. Oh my goodness, great harmony. Great harmony. Like a heart, bro. Whoa. Wow.
Goddess sparkle, a mountain shade suggests your shame fills a mouth
More mouth, right?
with snow.
Just like with Cocoon, it's more mouth.
The way it melts, I wish to melt into you.
All right, that was Aurora. Another great track, man. Another great track. This album is heavenly. This album is very heavenly, man. There's the seventh track, so most of the album is heavenly so far. Really enjoy the writing here. She's constantly mentioning snow with the last track, Frosty, and this track as well. So saying fill the mouth with the snow, the way it melts, I wish to melt into you. Like I mentioned, Cocoon, the illusion of mentioning mouth there to mentioning here. There was a connection, right? I wanted to get close to you. I want to kiss you. The way it melts, I wish to melt into you. So again, it's like that intimacy. But yeah, I enjoy this track, man. This is good. This is good. Right, next track we have is An Echo, a Stain. That's interesting. That's interesting. An Echo, a Stain. The title itself is already interesting. I like that. I like that. I was like a robot malfunctioning. Ever played Near Automata? Great game.
She touched my arm and smiled.
Okay. Mm.
Feel my breath
Mm.
on your
Mm. What?
and your heart will
This shit would transport you to another world, yo. I say yo a lot. Nice. Nice.
I'm sorry you saw that. I'm sorry he did it. I'm an echo.
Hmm. This is interesting. I like that. An echo, a stain. Yeah, this is good. This is good. That was an echo, a stain. The storytelling here was very dark. Was very dark. And it makes sense why. I mentioned haunting because of an echo, a stain, right? She says, I'm sorry you saw that. I'm sorry he did it. So this is past tense, but saw and did. And then she says, an echo, a stain. A stain, something that you can't remove. Hard to remove. Oh my God, this is fucking hard. Hard to remove, right? Every time you wash it, if you just plain wash it, if you don't use like anything special, whatever, just plainly wash it. That's what I mean. The stain just gets lighter and lighter. It goes from very heavy, very fresh. It gets it's hard, and it gets lighter and lighter. The stain, right? But it's still there. Like it's hard to remove. But with an echo, it emphasized that as well. You first gotta say it, right? And that's like the fresh stain. It's fresh. You see it. Echo, it just gets lighter and lighter. It goes from fresh and heavy, and it gets lighter and lighter. The echo, and but it's like the reverb is very loud, and it still goes, right? And with the stain, it's the same thing. It's fresh, wet, and all that, but then it gets lighter and lighter. So it's funny how she says that. That's the reason why I say it's dark, because she says, "I'm sorry you saw that. I'm sorry he did it." But something bad happened, something traumatizing, perhaps, and something that haunts her. The echo, something that stays, something that is part of you. That trauma that is hard to remove, that still be there, especially when certain things triggers it. So maybe it's a stain you were able to hide it pretty well, but you can still see it. So if someone notices it, they're like, "Oh, that's a stain in your shirt," right? Like, "Oh, damn, you saw that," even though you hid it pretty well. And I think with this, a stain with that trauma, you go through life being, "Oh, fuck, this is hard. This is hard." You go through life normal, part of society, contributing to society, whatever job, go home, whatever, right? Just normal. But if you face certain triggers, then it will come, it'll show. Even though it's already there, those certain triggers could come up. That's why I mentioned the stain. You could hide the stain. Fuck, this is hard. This is hard. If you see, oh my God, if you listen to this album, but in a very dark way, this shit is hard. Where I was going with this, 'cause I gotta stop distracting myself. The reason why I continuously say this is hard, if you listen to this album with the lens of something that's dark, traumatizing, that's what you'll get. Let me support my claim. Light flex, masters in English. I'm going to interpret this differently. But with hidden place, Cocoon is not up to you. Undo pagan poetry. Maybe it could be like I mentioned before, with this forbidden love. Like this is not supposed to be. This is something that's not supposed to happen. Something that's very dark between these two parties. Like someone's initiating it and another person's a victim. You know what I mean? That's what I basically mean. Someone's a victim in this. I don't know. You could view this as a movie. This is different. This is very different. You could view this album, at least so far, something that's very dark, but yet there's hope with the victim. Like them trying to get on with life, them struggling, but still trying to get on, still trying to be positive, still seeing the beauty in yourself, even though something bad happened to you in your past. And maybe that's why with that trauma, it's hard for her to get close to somebody. Like she mentioned with the previous track. She loves this other guy, this other person, not the one that caused her that trauma, but this other person, but I don't want to give myself up to you. Maybe that's what it is. And maybe it's her feeling trapped with that trauma. That's why what she says, I can't let myself to you or can't give myself to you. It sounds so distant. Maybe that's what it is. But even though everything is going right, it's different when you view it through that lens. And the reason why I also say that the chorus, right? Don't say no to me. You can't say no to me. And then with chorus two, I can't say no to you. I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah, I just want to mention that maybe it gives a different perspective for y'all, for you all for listening to this. Something that's just a different takeaway to this. Like I said, Bjork is definitely a theater kid. She's definitely into the arts, and you can interpret it in different ways. I'm not sticking to that interpretation, but it just came up to my head, and I just wanted to say it, and also wonder what y'all think about that. It could also be something as simple as like a bad breakup. I don't know, and trying to move on, or maybe her reminiscing on this bad breakup. I don't know. I don't know, but it's definitely something with the past, definitely something with trauma. But yeah, very interesting. I would love to know your thoughts on this track. Please let me know your thoughts on this track. I always encourage conversation. That's what this channel is about. It's about conversation because this is very interesting. Not whether the track is good or bad, but the story. The story. What y'all think about that, man? What y'all think about this track? Y'all the vets. Y'all know this. This is my first reaction. My first reaction. So I don't know. I don't know, but it's very interesting. Next track we have is Sun in My Mouth. This is a great freaking album.
I will wait out in burning flowers. I will take the sun
Burning Flowers. She mentioned
in
lilies
my
before.
mouth and leap into the ripe air.
Ripeness
Alive
again.
with closed eyes
Ooh, I like that. Beautiful.
to
Oh my God, beautiful.
die against darkness in
Mmm.
the sleeping curves of my body.
Mmm.
Fingers of smooth
Fingers before.
mastery
Smooth mastery, but before she mentions crooked fingers.
will
Mmm.
chasteness
Mmm.
of
Mmm.
sin.
Very tasteful. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Of my flesh
Flesh.
will I
All right, that was Sun in My Mouth. This was good, dude. This is good. This is a really great freaking album. I understand why y'all say this is your favorite Bjork's album, why y'all say this is her best album. This is really freaking good. It's really freaking good. I am so impressed. It's so impressed. Like, my goodness, I get it's Bjork. Like, I get it, but it's just listening to this for the first time. And even though I listen to Bjork's past albums, I'm doing it in order. You know, I just can't fathom the people who's been fans who are older, who's been fans for Bjork for a long time, following Bjork since the beginning or early on, and then you listen to this album and you're like, what the is this? Like, what the hell is this? You know, and just being in awe. Just picture yourself being in that position if you weren't. That's just, I just can't even imagine that feeling. This was great, man. This was great. Beautiful track. And I feel like with this, it's her understanding she was in a dark place, hidden place. She was in a dark place. And her wanting to go into the light, her embracing who she is. She wants to be with somebody, be intimate, just find a love like no other and opening herself up. Before it was the snow, something that's very cold. Now it's the sun, something that's very warm. Into the fingers of smooth mastery with the other track. She mentioned crooked fingers, now smooth. She's mastered this. She knows herself. Maybe she's more comfortable with her body from going past that trauma. That's my guess. But yeah, just a beautiful track, man. It's a beautiful track. This album is amazing. I genuinely mean that. I'm very honest in all my reactions and all my videos. This album is amazing. One listen, I'll say this is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like this album is amazing. Right, next track we have is Heirloom. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this track so far. She's gonna change it up. Sounds dark, very ominous as well. That sounds light. Nothing more light. It's like she's finding the light in this darkness. That synth, it just sounds like guidance. It's guiding her. Oh, nice. Getting great bass.
Every time I lose my voice, I swallow little glowing lights. My mother and son baked for me during the nights. They do a try.
That's funky, bro. That's funky.
While I must leave, my mother and son pour into me warm glowing oil into my wide open throat. I have a
Throat.
recurring dream.
Okay.
It make me feel so much better.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Mother, son, bake for me. Like, give me something that's warm.
It make me feel
That makes sense.
better. We have a recurrent dream.
Great harmony.
Every time we lose our voices, we dream we swallow little lights. Our mother and son bakes for us.
All right, that was Heirloom. This track was okay. I really love the production though. It was very funky. Love the bass as well. It basically seemed like when she's not feeling well, her family, her mother and son, shows her love, gives her love, and takes care of her. And she really appreciates that. That's why she says, my mother and son baked for me. They pour warm, glowing oil down her open wide throat. So that means she's being very receptive. She welcomes that and she takes that all in. Because she says when she has a recurrent dream, it means this type of act of love is not a one-time thing. It always happens. They're always gonna show that love and support her and be there for her. But yeah, like the lyrics are very sweet. It's very nice, kind, and I really do enjoy the production. I love how funky that was. Next track we have is "Harm of Will."
There is a troubadour washing. It is he. If there is a man about town, it is he. They are bought for me, and he placed her unclothed. Long legged,
Wow.
sucking him for his eye with her on me in the ultimately the can't wait.
That was harm of will. I think it's obvious that it's about casual sex. It really says, and he has chosen the point while she is under him, they leave her coyly placed, crouched, sucking him, with his eye with her on knee. And also, and he placed her unclothed, long legged. Like, I get it. I get it. I thought it was interesting when he says, for he controls what there be. So it's basically like up to him to choose whether this is something serious or something that is just casual. And he's just keeping this chill. He's not telling this to anybody. He's just keeping everything private. It kind of goes back to like hidden place, keeping things private just to themselves. This track again was very heavily, so I enjoyed that. Yeah, this track is cool, man. This track is cool. Next track we have is Unison, and it's almost 7 minutes long.
One hand loves the other, so much on me. Before you count 1, 2, 3, I
Mm.
will have grown my own private branch
Oh.
of this
Last track,
tree.
she mentioned his family tree. And that's gonna be my thing. Okay.
Gardener, you discipliner domestically. I never thought I would compromise. I never thought I would compromise. I never thought I would compromise. Let unite
Mm.
tonight. We shouldn't fight with a beard and a pipe
Beard,
and a
as I mentioned before.
parrot on each side.
Oh yeah, a pirate. What's a
But
pirate?
now I can't do this without you. Let unite tonight. We
Mm.
shouldn't fight. I pray
Mm.
you tight. Let unite tonight. Let unite
Mm.
tonight. We shouldn't fight.
Mm. Wow. All right, that was Unison. Wow, that was really great. That was really great, especially because it ended on a good note with "Let's unite tonight. We shouldn't fight. Embrace you tight. Let's unite tonight." Also, her just being closer with this person, growing with this person, being more intimate, learning more about this person as well, all while still being her. I guess that's why she says I will have grown my own private branch of this tree. This tree, this is us. We're together, but I'll still be me. And because this person is so giving and such a nurturer, you gardener, you discipliner, growing this relationship again while still having her own identity. She's just not an extension of this person. You also give yourself a little bit in, just like with the other tracks where she talks about that to give yourself in a little bit. Maybe this is what this album's about. Just again, this is a first reaction, so I'm always gonna reach. I mean, that's part of my degree. That's what I do. We always reach in literature. That's how you interpret and you support your claims. But maybe that's what this album is about. It's to give a little bit of yourself. It's to embrace, it's to love, right? But still being who you are and not giving up who you are, like entirely. Like giving up your identity. You know what I mean? Your personality, just the type of person you are. But you give because you let people in. You be a little bit more vulnerable, and be more loving. And although that may be a struggle, there may be times where you go through a heartbreak, you go through trauma, and so you hide yourself, you guard yourself. You still have to grow and get through that. And that's why when she mentions maybe the stain, like it will always be there, you still be traumatized, but still, like it's not as bad as it used to be. Like you're growing, you're getting better. It's progress. It can still be there, but you're doing better. And to keep on going. Maybe that's what this album is about. Is to keep going, is to keep persevering, open yourself up, be more vulnerable while not losing yourself. Maybe that's what this album's about. That's how I'm gonna take it. But yeah, this was a great, fantastic album, man. Looking through the track list, not on Apple, but like I said, I'm looking at the lyrics. There's one additional track. Other Björk tracks, when I see an additional track that's not a remix, I'm always gonna react to it. So this last track is gonna be Generous Palm Stroke.
I am strong in his hands. I am beyond me. On my own, I am human, and I do faults. I turn myself
Mhm.
in. I kill
Mhm.
myself up.
See, I give myself up. I give myself to you.
You own me, I'm
Mhm.
yours. You have to trust it.
Mhm.
I'm eternally
Mhm.
yours.
Mhm.
All that I gave him, I gave to you. Embraced.
Uh,
Undo this
undo.
privacy and put me in
Privacy.
my place.
Ah.
Generous palm stroke, the hugest of hugs. I am strong in his hand.
Whoa.
I am above, way beyond me. I come.
All right, so that was the last track, Generous Palm Stroke. Okay. Okay. So it's definitely part of the narrative of this album. It definitely is. And if I were to place this track in this album, I would place it after Pagan Poetry and before Frosti. I think the narrative of it, because you still get the undo reference, and that type of intimacy, type of love and mystery and all that, while still going through the growth and development throughout the end of the album, you'll get that right after Pagan Poetry before Frosty. So you get that story. I think that track will work well there. With this track compared to Unison, this track is I'm all yours, you own me, you know, you just gotta trust me, but I'm yours. I'm gonna give my all to you. Right. But with Unison, it's like I still have my identity. I still have that part of me. But of course, I'm gonna let you in. I want to embrace you. I want to be with you. And I'm gonna give myself, at least with love, to you, just like you would do to me, because we grew this tree, we grew this love. And in order to grow a tree, it takes time. It takes time. So we water this, we took care of this relationship, this bond, while I'm still being my own person. So you get that Unison, that full character arc, right? Completed, but you add this right after Pagan Poetry as part of the story. It definitely could have worked with this album, but that was Vespertine by Björk. I thought this album was amazing. Like I said before, I could definitely see why y'all say this is your favorite Björk album. This is her best album. Because so far in my Björk journey, this is my favorite album from Björk. It's Vespertine. I completely understand. It's very heavenly. It's very sweet, somber, this serene and blissful feeling. Also, the message is very positive as well. And you get this nice character arc with this love and her romantic life. And it's very cohesive from the sound to the storytelling. It's very cohesive. I can understand why people love this album and why I guess they claim that it gets. I completely understand it, and I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I thought this album was amazing. Favorite tracks, definitely Hidden Place is a favorite track of mine. It's Not Up to You. Undo was great. Pagan Poetry was great. Frosty was heavenly. Unison was great as well. Sun in My Mouth as well. Those are definitely my favorite tracks. Definitely Pagan Poetry, Undo, and Hidden Place. It's Not Up to You. Like the first half of the album was very strong, very, very strong. And also great storytelling, great writing, man. This is great. I love it. I could picture this as an art piece. I could picture going to a theater and seeing this as an art piece. I appreciate y'all patience from waiting till this reaction to come out. I know, I read the comments, y'all been asking for it. Also appreciate y'all patience for how I interpret this album because the first reaction and I reach a lot. If you watch my Arca videos, you'll get that. I reach a lot. I try many ways to interpret something to a music piece. It's just how I am. But I know that's why y'all subscribe to this channel, why y'all watch this channel. It's just to see a different perspective, someone from the outside the fan base, someone from the outside just looking in how they interpret it, because then it brings more life to an album, to music, to a art piece. It brings more life to it. That's why I encourage discussion. That's why I want to talk about an echo of stain. I think that'd be a great point to talk about because we can interpret that in many different ways. So yeah, thank you for your patience with that. This album is great, man. This album is great. It's my favorite Bjork album. This is fantastic, dude. This is fantastic. I can't wait for the next album. I believe we have Medulla next. I heard great things about Medulla, so I can't wait to get to that. Yeah, that was my reaction. Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this album down in the comments below. Whether you listened to this when it first came out, let me know your thoughts about that. Let me know your thoughts about the theme and the story of the album as well. Let me know your thoughts on the cover because I just noticed there's like a swan in the cover. So it's like the swan is very light, but you can still see it. It kind of shapes her. And there's like the realistic, almost toy swan around her neck. So if you have any meanings for the cover of the album, let me know that down in the comments below. My guess, because it's very heavenly, beauty and all that, very light, divine. Maybe that's why with the theme of this album, we get that. It's very divine and heavenly. But let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. Right down there, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. Muchas bendiciones and peace.